Friday the 13th at the Pittsburgh Winery, you can get the new CD of Morgan Erina, who is across the table from me. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. So tell me about the CD.
The CD. Oh my gosh. Well, it's called Lady,
Okay.
and it has 5 tracks on it. And one of the tracks has already been out. I released the single October about a year ago, and I included it in on this album. And so there are 4 new tracks, but I've been playing those out for a bit. But this one, I feel very excited about this one. It's a mix of songs that I've written about 6 years ago and in the last year.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
there's some history
There is
in
some
this.
history. I think the title track, which is Lady, I wrote 6 years ago about my
Okay.
mom. And then the other ones I believe were about a year ago. Yeah.
How fitting, the day after Mother's Day.
Exactly.
And, yeah, to be talking about this. So that's
Exactly.
cool. Tell me about the Pittsburgh Winery, because I need to
Sure.
get there. I keep hearing so many good things about
Have you
it.
not been there?
I have not. I keep meaning to go, and I
Oh,
just,
man.
yeah.
Do you like wine?
I do.
You
So,
do?
I do like wine, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, their wine is very strong. I find that it's stronger than most wines, but it's wonderful. What's that?
Is it real sweet, or is it more dry?
It's on the drier side.
That's good. That's what I like.
Yeah, definitely on the drier side. Maybe I haven't tried the white, but I'm not really a white kind of girl.
Okay.
I like red.
You like red
I
wines.
like red bitter.
I'm an equal opportunity drinker.
There
so-
you go.
Except for sweet. I don't like sweet. But
I don't like sweet
yes.
either. No. But their new Cabernet is really, really good. But the Pittsburgh Winery is awesome. It's got a very good atmosphere. It's, low lighting. It's, I don't know. It's just very comforting.
Mm-hmm.
A comforting scenario to have music in, and they have all sorts of types of music. So it's
Yeah,
pretty
I always see a
eclectic.
lot of really great musicians go through there, musicians
Yeah.
I've talked to, and
Yeah.
I've had on my network and things like that as well. So I'm excited. So the CD stretches back to 6 years ago. Why have you waited to release some of these songs?
I waited because I was in a band called Broken Fences for 3 years, and I didn't play any of my solo stuff just because we were focusing on Broken Fences music and touring and such like that. So, and so after we broke up, I took a little time. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. I didn't know if I should even continue to do music or anything. I really didn't know. I thought I was gonna move away from Pittsburgh, but with encouragement from friends and family and just everyone being like, "Hello, you have 600 songs. Can
Yeah.
we just have something?" So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna put something out because." And then my producer, Dave Heideck, who also produced the Broken Fences albums,
Okay.
he was like, "Yeah, man, we gotta work on something. All right, don't put it off anymore. We're sick of you."
So you have a backlog of other songs that
Do.
are you planning on releasing more as time goes on?
I do. After this, because of the good response I'm getting and the sold out show and everything, I feel encouraged to make more music and to make more albums. Literally right now, I feel like I can make 5 more albums with
Okay,
the amount
nice.
of music that I have. So I just feel
That's
like
fantastic, and that's got kind of a nice problem to have
Yeah.
because you're, like I have 2 shows that I do here on the River's Edge. One of them is called the Culture Cruise, which is one of our newest shows, and the other one is this show. Well, this show is the oldest show on the network,
Yeah,
and
I heard that,
yeah, and it's a show where it's very current, so I'm always exhausted trying to come up with current topics and make sure I'm relevant. The Culture Cruise is not. It's a museum review show, so we go to obscure museums, so we literally have a couple months worth of material already recorded.
Okay.
All I gotta do is throw it on the thing and release it, so it makes it so much it's so much of a stress reliever to know that you already have this ready and you're not just frantically trying to come
Make
up with
something
something.
up, yeah. Yeah, so that's, but then the other thing is I feel like I'm very prolific. I'm like Beck in a way where it's it just throw out a song.
Uh-huh.
Or I pretty much write a song, not every day, but usually every maybe in a week it'd be 4 songs. Just because it's a way of getting out things.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's
Well,
So yeah, I could
that's
definitely
interesting because I think that shows like the difference, and not that one's better than the other, but
No.
it shows the difference of being an artist as far as a writer as well versus a performer. And
Yeah.
again, there's nothing wrong with being a performer, but
No.
to be able to write every day, that's definitely that's a commitment almost. You almost, because I imagine there's some days you don't feel like writing. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, and you have to kind of
Just
force
want to watch
yourself
Netflix
to
and
yes,
eat
and yeah.
and die.
So is that challenging to try and motivate yourself? Do you?
Sometimes, especially now, like I did this Indiegogo thing to raise money for this EP, and one of the things that I gave as a kind of donation prize for this Indiegogo EP thing was I'll write a personal song for you. And I have to say that so far I have about 20 submissions for the songs, so 20 songs, and I've only written 4.
Oh yeah.
And my release show is this Friday, and it's hard though. I've been kind of I'm like waiting for the day to kind of feel it out. Do I feel like writing this song? I don't know.
Well, do you write in your head before you write on paper?
It depends. It really depends. Usually, it's if I'm like, I mean, my perfect scenario is if I'm in my room, lights off, evening time, and and I'm filled with a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
And then I feel like then I can write something. But I mean, it's helpful with this Indiegogo thing because everyone who has submitted a song has told me what to write.
Okay.
So I do have some points to be inspired by, but I don't want to write like a crappy song.
Yeah, sure. No, I understand. It's interesting to see everybody writes differently. Some people have to just start writing and they just start scribbling out, and then it comes into something.
Yeah.
I myself, I haven't written music, but I've written literary things, short plays and stories and things like that, or even skits for the show. And I'm somebody where I think for like a week and formulate in my mind, and I just can't bring myself to write it on paper until I have a timeline, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get this out, and then it just comes out.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Some people they arrive at their end game through different means.
And like when you write that, you probably like read it afterwards, and you're like, "Oh, whoa!"
Yeah,
Didn't really even realize I wrote like half this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how I feel. Like the words just keep flowing out, and the guitar. I think the words come first, but the guitar comes a little bit with it, in a sense, where it's just like a kind of backbone.
Okay.
And then I have to pause and write down a million words, and then continue with what melody I thought sounded good.
Yes. Yeah, that's almost a challenge because it's almost to write a song. There's in a way there's that extra work that needs to be put in where you have to match with the melody and everything else when you're writing. Even poetry and modern day poetry, there's no rule that says you have to rhyme. You can go outside of the rules, but to listen to something that. Not that there's hard rules, but there are to a point because the listener has to be able to comprehend it themselves, and if it's kind of scattered all over the place, it's going to be hard for somebody to process it.
I know, and that's the thing, but that's like such a large scheme of what you can do, because in this day and age especially, because you can write something that's so nonsense almost, and it still sounds good, and doesn't have to actually formulate to the actual rules of verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, verse, whatever. So I don't know, and in this era I feel like we can do anything, but I do try to stick to the usual, but I tend to skip on bridges a lot.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good to think outside of the box and everything.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself as a songwriter, musician.
Okay.
About your style, about what you hope to accomplish. Sometimes, and you don't have to come up with some grand answer as well, because some people want to just accomplish something small. Some people want to, change the world.
No. I mean, that'd be nice, but I think like what I want to accomplish with things is, and it sounds simple and maybe dumb, but I just want to give comfort to people. I want people to, because, okay, so from what I grew up with a lot of folk music. I grew up with a lot of grunge. I was into Marilyn Manson a lot, and what these people gave to me was comfort. I got bullied in school. I was a black sheep in the family, didn't really fit in anywhere. I got it very, very much a loner. So music was definitely my best friend, which sounds very cliche, but it's so true. And it's just like these people, I was like take Marilyn Manson for instance, bizarre, but he sang about these things, and it sounds angry, but it was so relatable to me at that time.
Sure.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone in this stupid world, and I don't have to feel sorry for being who I am. I don't have to feel like these bullies are gonna, make me into someone I'm not, and make me, I don't know. So now I'm getting off topic. I'm getting all weird, but no, I do feel comfort, and I want to do that for other people.
So it's about helping people, providing comfort for people in their own lives, and to almost like be themselves and not have to worry about altering themselves to society or anyone else.
Definitely. I mean, like, one of the songs on my album, Runner, is about panic attacks. And I'm a very big advocate for, talking about mental illness and talking about panic attacks and anxiety disorder, because I don't think that it's talked about enough. And I think people are scared to talk about it. And I don't think that that's fair.
Why is that? Why do you think people are afraid to talk about that? Well, I think...
it can't be taboo anymore. I mean, it's definitely out there, but I think that people feel a sense of shame.
I think that's true. And do you think maybe our society as well, we're so... And you should accept people for who they are. You shouldn't ever put anyone down. But do you think also in maybe light of that, we are too afraid to confront somebody because we don't want to say the wrong thing, or
right. We don't want to trigger someone. But the thing is,
not only that, but even you don't want to be labeled yourself. You could be concerned about someone's health, and then all of a sudden you're labeled as a hater, or labeled as we live in a society where we love to point the finger.
That
yes. We like to throw our arm out, patting ourselves on the back as we congratulate ourselves on how open-minded we are.
Right.
And at the same time, we're maybe ignoring something
else.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not right. I mean, I just feel like, there shouldn't be a shame in this conversation, just like there shouldn't be a shame in any conversation, what have you, like racism or, any of the big topics that are today. But I think that mental illness is definitely something that people should be discussing as well. Just because, you wouldn't tell a cancer patient to, get over it.
Yes.
And,
exactly.
That has a place too. Let's talk about cancer too. Let's talk about diseases, but let's also talk about mental illness. Let's just, have an open door to that and not have it be so scary. Disease is scary, no matter what it is. It's very frightening. So I do like to, open a tiny door to that in a sense where I know I'm not going to help, you completely cure yourself, but it's at least it's something.
Well, if you help one person, isn't that something in and of itself?
I think so.
I
think
agree.
so.
So the release party is going to be Friday the 13th, 9 p.m. at the Pittsburgh Winery.
Yes.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be... You've sold out though, correct?
I have sold out.
Sold out, yes.
I know. It happened really fast.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it.
That's great.
But I'm happy about that, yeah.
And real quick before we end, I see we have a mutual friend, Tina Walker.
Yes.
I'm wondering, how do you know Tina?
I work with Tina.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, we
great.
both work at Penzeys Spices.
Okay.
I feel like I'm promoting Penzeys Spices. Yeah, no, she's wonderful. She's an awesome cook. I don't know if you've ever tried her food.
I have not, no.
Oh my gosh. Tina, you need to cook him food.
I'm hungry.
She is the best cook ever.
Always hungry. That's awesome.
And she's just, an awesome lady.
She's
very
She's
understanding.
wonderful.
She's awesome.
She's been so supportive of what we do here at the River's Edge, and
in Millville, right? She's like a huge influence here. Yeah. No,
yeah,
she's
is.
wonderful.
She's a wonderful person. So very cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And best of luck. And let us know. We'll get the music on the network.
Cool. Yeah. So. Oh, damn! I should have brought a CD. We'll get that to you.
Yeah. Do you want to play a song for us? I know you brought your guitar.
I can. I did.
Let's do it.
All right. I need to see the ocean, the bluest one. I need the sun and the tall trees that hold my enemies. Well, I need the sand and the light breeze, holds no guilt or regret. If you ask me to go, I can't say I don't know. And if you ask me to go, I can't say I don't know. Well, I see the angel climbing down the broken wall. On the mirror say, I don't know you at all. Oh yeah, but hear me out. You said what you said, so lay in your bed. And if you ask me to go, I can't say I don't know. And if you ask me to go, I can't say I don't know. Ticking time bomb in my heart. Where to go and where to start? Where did you come from? And well, I need the poetry to last. I need the choir to sing. And there's nobody else, there's nobody else who wanted to bring to my sanctuary, to the peaceful road, to the mystery of, to my crazy soul. If you ask me to go, I can't say I don't know. And if you ask me to go, I can't say I don't know. And if you ask me to go, I can't say. Woo! Thank you.